Welcome everybody to our 5th summer reading program. Yes, we're having a great summer here, so make sure that you come and do your readings, get your tickets. The prizes are happening. We've got all kinds of fun things going on during the day, lunches every day. Tomorrow we're starting up Wiggles and Giggles at 10 o'clock. It's a one-off, but we might be able to get a couple more in. Ages 2 to 5. It's a wonderful program. But without any further ado, we would like to introduce Animal World Experience with Matt. And we'd like to thank the Olive Eye Borgatti Foundation for making this possible for us tonight. Okay, so let's give them a round of applause.
All right, guys, thanks for waiting. I appreciate it. I think it'll be worth the wait. You're my 3rd stop of the day, so we just do the best we can with the scheduling. I'm doing between 3 and 5 of these a day, every day all summer. So yeah. So my name is Mr. Matt. Nice to meet you guys. How you doing? Hi. Having a good summer? Yeah. Yeah? So, here's the big question. Who likes animals?
Me.
Oh, I like seeing that. All right, put your hands down. Raise your hand if you have any pets. Who besides me has pets? That's a lot of you for a small group. Awesome, I love it. So put your hands down. So, my name is Mr. Matt. People call me the Animal Man. I come from Animal World Experience, which is at my house in a town called Stoughton in the land far, far away from here. Half hour south of Boston is where I live. I have over 80 animals in my house. Yeah, I see all the mom's eyeballs. Yeah, it's like I live at a zoo. It's crazy. In my house, I have what I call the furry animal room and the reptile room. I also built 3 ponds inside my house. That's where my crocodile, alligators, and turtles live. Almost all my animals are rescued or adopted. I'm very, very proud of that. So I take in pets that people don't want or cannot care for or they had against the law, and I take them in, give them a forever home. I don't ever give them away. I don't sell them. I don't breed them. If you don't know what breeding is after I leave, ask your parents. And that's what I'm all about. And I've been doing this full time since 2006. I do over 400 of these programs a year. I travel all around Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Vermont, even up into Maine sometimes. And I go to libraries. I can bring animals to your birthday party. Shameless plug. I go to schools. I visit lots of grandmas and grandpas and nursing homes. I do pet therapy every month. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. Now, today is going to be really cool. I brought 7 different animals from my house. And it's a total variety. I've got furry animals, reptiles, creepy crawlies. What I'll do is I'll bring them out one at a time, tell you guys all about them, answer questions, and then I'll walk around the whole time as I go. So if you see me coming, let me through, okay? I like everyone to be able to see the animals up close. There's no bad spot in this whole place. I'll even come over there for you guys and terrorize the adults over there a little bit. I will be looking for volunteers as we go. Not yet. Put your hands down, Turkey. These volunteers are kids who are sitting crisscross applesauce the whole time. Ooh, magical. And here's the big one. Kids who are being quiet the whole time. If I keep on hearing you chattering, I'm not going to choose you for sure. So just so you know what I'm looking for, okay? Kids who are being quiet. You know why it's important we be quiet? So that way everybody in the back can hear, and also so we don't scare the animals. Because you know what happens if the animals get scared?
Run away.
No, they're going to pee on Dad. And I'm tired. I don't want to get peed on again. I've been peed on my left boot twice today already. Okay? Nice and clean, though. So help me help you. If you're too loud and I start getting pee on, I'm just going to hold the animal right over you. That's how I roll, baby. Okay? All right. So stay in your spots the best you can unless I call you up, and try to stay quiet. Are you ready to meet the first animal?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, by the way, for the adults, I've got business cards only for the adults. Afterwards, if you want to grab one, you can either do that or take a snapshot of my little banner here. We have a kid-friendly YouTube channel, and please follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Now, usually at libraries, because as little kids, I like to start out nice and easy, showing you something cute so we don't scare you guys away yet. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I'm not doing that today. Not in the mood. I'm going to start out with something crazy. You guys ready to get crazy at the library? Yeah? This first animal has the second hardest bite of any animal in the world. And he's a little baby. You know how long I've had him for? 21 years. And he's still a little baby. His name is Scooter. He looks like a dinosaur. You ready, big guy? Here comes little baby Scooter. Oh, there's his diaper. Oh, Scooter! Stop it. You guys see that? Should have named him
It's a
Wizard.
ninja turtle. It's an alligator snapper turtle.
I think he's done. We'll see.
Diaper.
You guys want to wave hi to Scooter? Can you wave hi?
Hi, Scooter.
Now listen, I am going to walk around with him, but now that you waved hi, I want you to keep your hands down because I want to make sure you don't put your hands anywhere near him because he bites. Second hardest bite in the world. If he bites you, he'll bite your fingers off. Okay? And I'm not joking. You should see what he does when he bites a fish. So, these are very different than common snapping turtles, the ones who live around here. Who's ever seen a snapping turtle around here before in Massachusetts?
I've seen it huge.
Most of us see them in the month of June because that's when the mommy ones come out of the water, cross the street,
I saw
and lay
one
their
in
eggs
the
places.
baseball field.
Never, ever, ever touch one, okay? They could break your fingers if they're scared too. They're not mean, they just don't want you to eat them. They think you want to eat them, okay? Now, they might get 60 pounds if it's a big mommy because the mommies get bigger than the daddies. These alligator snappers live down south between Florida and Texas only. They are the biggest freshwater turtle in the world. Shh, 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 shh. How big? He gets over 300 pounds. His shell will get like this. Just his head will be the size of an entire watermelon. And if you open his mouth, your head would fit inside his mouth. And he'd pop it like a grape if you did it. Second hardest bite in the world. Do you see any teeth in there though? No, turtles don't have teeth. They have a beak like a bird. Okay? Now these turtles are famous for being on TV, on nature shows, for going underwater, holding their breath over 1 hour underwater. They sink to the bottom, open their mouth, and if you look in his mouth where his tongue should be, you'll see a little pink worm-like thing, and he's wiggling it right now. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
That is his built-in fishing lure. And fish think it's a worm in a cave and they swim right in there because fish aren't the brightest. And they check in but they don't check out. You want to smell his fish breath? Oh yeah. So, do you guys want a demo of him biting something in half? Yeah. All right, we need our first volunteer. We need a finger. I'm just kidding. You're crazy. I love your Kool-Aid shirt though. Oh my gosh. The adults remember the Kool-Aid commercial with the big punch bowl dude? That's awesome. Oh, the nostalgia. All right, I'm just joking. That's what the celery is for. You guys ready? Should we do like a countdown?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, bite. Hang on by a thread. Yeah. Want to do like one more? Yeah. We'll do one more because he's getting heavy. It's like a workout. I have 2 of these, by the way. His brother's name is Tank the Turtle. I should have brought both and had like an even workout. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, chop! That was a better bite. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, big guy. What are you doing? Spit that out. You're a meat eater. Tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle. Spit that out, Mr. Eject. I'm going to pick that up because I'm going to slip on it like it's a banana peel. No, and he won't actually eat it. But that's what happens when he bites something. All right, any questions about him? I saw your hand up like the whole time, Mr. Kool-Aid. What's up, buddy?
I do have a question about him. What is the first? What is the?
What are you guys watching for tonight? What animal has the first one? All of the crocodilians have the number 1. So it's crocodile, alligators, caimans, and garrowars. All collectively. I got pee on my shoe? Oh, that's alright. Just like dry it off. It's quite refreshing, isn't it? One more question. Over here, my friend. What did I say about calling out, Pickle? I can't hear my friend over here.
Is it a alligator snapping turtle?
Yes, it's an alligator snapper. Yes. All right, everybody say bye to Scooter. All right. Stop calling out. I'm going to have the animals pee on you 2 on purpose. I'll do it. Don't doubt me. I'll do it. All right. Raise your hand if you like furry animals. Who likes furry animals? Oh, you guys are going to love this. All right, put your hands down. So, how funny would it be if I asked you guys that and you all raised your hand and got excited and then I brought out a huge furry tarantula? Because about half the time, that's what I do. just to mess with people.
Please tell me this.
But not today, I'm just joking with you. This is an actual furry animal. His name is Spaz.
I told you there was a ferret. I told you there was a ferret.
He loves to dangle and look at people while he's dangling. Everybody say hi, Spaz. Spaz is a 2-year-old boy. This is a domestic ferret. A lot of times people really don't know what a ferret is. There's a lot of weird movies around there, and they usually have ferrets in them, and they make jokes like it's a type of rat. He's not in the rat family. As a matter of fact, he would eat things like rats, okay? He is a type of weasel. I know that's not very helpful to a lot of people. Let me explain. Who's ever heard of an otter? They're pretty famous. Oh, good, okay. So, you can put your hands down. So he's in the same family as an otter. An otter's just like a ferret. And they're very similar. They have a long body, very flexible. Watch how flexible. He's like a fuzzy propeller. Shake it out, man. Shake it out. He can fold in half like a ferret sandwich. Oh, thanks. And an unexpected benefit of such flexibility is you're an awesome dancer. Look, he like got the Philip Ferret. He can floss, teach him how to floss. He's got lots in his dance repertoire. I'm just joking. So that's an adaptation because in the wild, do you know what ferrets actually eat in the wild? They eat prairie dogs. Prairie dogs are like twice as big as him. So in the wild, their closest living relative is a black-footed ferret, which is an endangered species in Canada, and they hunt prairie dogs, which live in underground tunnels called burrows. You guys ever hear of a burrow?
Yeah.
So he'd be flexible to go down that burrow and grab that prairie dog and pull it out and have his dinner. Also, though, if there's no prairie dogs, he can go in rock piles, go between the rocks. He can climb a tree, go between the branches. He's an expert swimmer, too. Did you guys know ferrets have webbed feet like a duck? Check it out. Little webbed feet like paddles. Most people don't know that. He loves to swim. He's an expert swimmer. You know where he likes to swim the most? In my bathtub. You know what we do? Do you guys like Legos? Who builds Legos? One of the best toys you could ever have. Teaches you how to build things, how to be an engineer. You guys ever build Lego boats and try to float them? It's the funnest thing. I still love doing this. My sons and I build Lego pirate ships, and we float them in the tub. And if you want to get real crazy, we put him in the tub with him. Now it's a battle scene. He thinks he's the Kraken from Pirates of the Caribbean or something. He can dive under, swim underwater with his eyes open, hold his breath. He can like grab things and he'll pull ships under, like the tentacles of the Kraken, but it's his paw.
That's like the octopus.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like a battle scene, and he loves it. In the wild, that would enable him to be able to catch fish, crayfish, frogs, tadpoles, all kinds of things, underwater snails for his dinner. Okay? He is cute. I'll tell you what, it's a pretty small group. Do you guys want to pet him real quick? Yeah. Stay sitting down and watch for me though, because I'm going to keep on moving. I don't want to take too long. You guys can all give him a quick pat if you want. Big kids are allowed to. Hey. I don't want big kids to get mad and pout and have a fit.
I want to pet his head. I want to wiggle his body.
You don't want to, that's okay. If I come around with an animal and you don't want to pet it, just say, no thank you. I'm not going to chase you with it, okay? It's not an attack ferret. He's very sweet. He might lick you to death. He loves to give people a release, sorry. I'm gonna come over here. Does anybody have questions about him while I come around? Yes, sir. What's up? What?
Do you go to the jungle?
Do I go to the jungle? Which jungle? I've been to the jungle before, but that's just a very general question. I've been to the jungle in Honduras 3 times. It's my favorite.
Do you see lions there? You catch animals?
No, I don't. I always look for animals. I don't catch wild animals.
Do you see a lion?
Wild animals belong in nature, guys. You know, every wild animal has a job to do, so they belong out there.
Do you see what did you shoot at the free
Whoa. Where did I get him? Craigslist. Somebody posted him for adoption on Craigslist. You know what's weird about the? Well, there's lots of weird things about the pandemic. I don't have to tell you. But coming from an angle of animal, being an expert about animals, the first half of the pandemic, you could not find an animal in a pet shop or for adoption in a shelter, because everyone was quarantining, they wanted a quarantine buddy. Even if it was like a little goldfish or whatever, you couldn't find any pets. Now, the second half, everyone's like, oh, we're free again, we can go out. I don't need this fish anymore. And there's so many pets for adoption now, it's kind of horrible. So I've gotten so many animals, guys, during the pandemic. I got 2 alligators, a crocodile, a kinkajou, and a possum, a 6.5-foot snake, a 30-pound tortoise, all kinds of stuff. I got a new little tortoise, this guy. Yeah.
Do you even have a lion?
I don't have a lion. I have one rule at my house. You know what it is? No animals that can eat my children. No animals that can eat my children right now. I have animals that eventually will get big enough. Do you guys want to see while I call him Spaz?
Yeah.
All right, stay sitting down. I'm going to put him on the floor. Let's do this. I'm going to try to get him all riled up, see if he'll play. It's been a long day. We will see. Come on, dude. Come on. Come on. Come on. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
How can we not get one? I need a ferret.
He's being so lazy. Usually he's bouncing all over the place. Why are you being a lazy bum? You sleep like 20 hours a day. What's up?
I'll get rid of the game.
Baby plays like a puppy. He doesn't play hard.
I'll get rid of the game.
Oh, and just give me kisses. All right, you got me. You got me. All right. Any other questions about him before I put him back in his car seat? Do you have a question? What's up? You have a puppy? Very cool. That's not a question. I'm used to it. They're usually not questions. Yes. Guys, stop going out over here, you two.
She didn't get the pet.
You didn't get to pet it? Are you her brother?
Yeah.
Good brother. All right, here you go. I'll tell you what, because I forgot. You want to hold him for a second?
I want
Do you want to? Yes or no? You don't have to if you don't want to. Oh, okay. All right. It's easier. Can you sit crisscross applesauce? Can you know how to do that? All right. I'll put him. He's a little scratchy. I'm going to put him on you, and you can pat him. If he walks, just let him go. Don't try to grab onto him because he'll feel stuck, all right? I'll plop him in there. Boop.
Well, Abby, you have like 2 pugs, so you're kind of used to it.
Pugs. I love pugs. When I was a kid, my cousin had a pug. I used to snuggle it all the time. It's like a slinky with fur on it. No, just your sister. All right. Put him away. Everyone say bye, Spaz. Put him away. Back in his car seat. All right. Okay. All right, you guys ready for more? Okay. How about a venomous scorpion? This is a girl. Her name is Hulk with the Incredible Hulk. Hulk smash. All right. I'm going to walk around so you can all look. Look with your eyes. Do not tap on this or touch it. And make sure you don't trip me because I might catapult it onto someone's mom's lap. As awesome as that sounds, whoever it lands on will not be happy. Okay? And I'll tell you what, don't tap on it because I'll tell you a secret. Animals don't like their cages tapped on. I know like you want to tap on it and get their attention. It's very scary. So remember that next time you go to the zoo or the aquarium or even a pet shop, don't tap on the animal cages or hit the cages, okay guys? So just look with your eyeballs. It's a good close-up for you. This is an Asian forest scorpion, one of the biggest types in the world. Not the biggest, but one of them. And this is an adult female. You know how I know it's an adult female? I adopted her 3 months ago. I thought she was just, healthy. Hey, never call a girl fat. I did not say that. This is even worse. I went to go pack her up for work last Monday, and I took her rock cave off of her. You know what I found in there? She had 25 babies on her back. Yeah. So never call a pregnant woman fat. That's the real deal. If you remember anything that I taught you today, Okay, life lessons here. So, what do I do with them? I have them all. I don't get rid of animals, so I have all of them. Now, here's what happens. When a mommy scorpion has babies, they give live birth like a human mom. They don't lay eggs. People would think they lay eggs. They don't. She gives live birth at night, and all the babies, you see how mom's all black? She's black, so she blends in the dark like a ninja, so predators can't see her. The babies are white like a piece of paper, totally bleach white. It's the opposite. It makes no sense. And because of that, they cannot blend in the dark very well, so mom has to protect them until their shells get darker. Also, their shells are not hard yet when they're a baby also, so they need mom's protection. So mom gives all 25 babies a piggyback ride 24 hours a day for up to 3 months. Mom gets real cranky. Okay? I've had scorpions have babies many times before. Usually it's about 3 months until all the babies are off. This one really threw me for a loop. It was very different. On day 3, I went to, watch it, oh man. On day 3, I went to go mist her with water. All the babies were off. And they had already done their first molt, and they were darker already. Every time they molt their shell gets darker. Okay? So I took them all out, put them in a separate cage with lots of hiding places, and I was able to start bringing mom back out to work. She only comes out once a week, though. All the animals come out once a week max, so they can get lots of rest and relaxation. I thought I wouldn't bring her out for at least 3 months. Who didn't see?
Oh, I didn't
You?
see it. I didn't see
Sit down, Pickle.
it.
Now, can you see now? Oh, good. Okay.
I didn't see it.
Stop it. You guys look like a pack of hyenas. Remember what I said about being quiet, not calling out? Okay.
Thank you.
I know I get the kids all riled up. I'm really good at it. Here she is. So, now that the babies are off, I can bring her back out to work, and she's a lot calmer now that she's by herself without the babies. Do you have a question that I can answer? You didn't s-
That's mess. I didn't.
Hold on, I'm coming.
I have a question.
Do you guys want to see something? Oh, you're going to take a picture too? Take up more of my time, Missy. I'm just joking. You guys want to see something really cool?
Yeah.
Where's the staff at? Where's the librarian? Is it possible to turn the lights down quick, or is it a
Yes.
whole big project?
You got it?
If you can do it quick, I'm going to show you guys the coolest thing ever.
Is that good enough or you want a little more? Well, this
Oh, that's good. That's good. Come on, there we go. This is a black light. Look what it does to some of your clothing. Look at your shirt. Yeah, make sure. Look at your shorts, buddy. That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh man. This is what police use at crime scenes.
That's cool.
Look at that. Oh, cool. Let's see. Your socks, your orange socks. Your shirt blues. Awesome. Your shirt. Look at your shirt. Yeah, let's see. Your shoes. Okay. Look what it does to Hulk. This is why I call her Hulk. Check it out. You see that? Walk around again. Stay sitting down, rascals.
Pickles.
Now when it's like this, you can see on top of her head there's 2 little dots. Those 2 dots are all 8 of her eyeballs. They have 8 legs and 8 eyeballs. Anybody know what family that puts her in? 8 legs and 8 eyes? It is the arachnid family. Cousins of tarantulas, and believe it or not, fleas and ticks also. But nobody likes talking about them. Especially me. I've had Lyme disease 3 times. It looks like a lobster, doesn't it? Yeah. The blue lobster.
I really want to see that. Why is it green like that?
Why is it green? Awesome question. There is a compound in the scorpion's exoskeleton shell that reflects ultraviolet light. We call that UV light for short, okay? Now, UV light is present in sunlight, but our eyes can't see it that well unless we have a special light bulb like this. Insect eyes can see UV light very, very well. Did you guys know that is how bees find flowers? Flower petals are designed to reflect UV light from the sun. So to a bee, when a bee sees a flower 100 yards away, it's like a bright spotlight to a bee, and they can see it super far away and go right to it, okay? Now, scorpions come out at night. When the moon is out, the moon reflects light from the sun. That's how we can see the moon at nighttime, okay? To us and to predators, the scorpion is black and blends in. We can't see it in the dark. But insects like beetles and moths and things like that, they can see the moonlight shining off the scorpion shell, and to them, the scorpion's like a light bulb. You guys ever hear of a bug zapper?
Yeah.
It attracts bugs and then zzz, it gets them. This is like a living bug zapper. The scorpion just comes out and stands there. Bugs come right to it and it grabs them and eats them. It doesn't even have to go hunting or anything. It doesn't have to move. Isn't that cool? That's how this works. Yeah, it's super neat. Yes, buddy. I get almost all of them as adoptions. People don't want them anymore. Yep. All right. We'll do one more question. We can turn the lights back on, please. Thank you. What's up? How small are the babies? About the size of the fingernail, like pinky finger. Teeny tiny. They are so cute. You just want to smooch them, but they'll sting you on the lip and you'll inflate like a balloon. I have been stung before and it'll ruin your day. And these are one of the least dangerous kinds too. Oh man. I got stung under my fingernail on this finger at a library in front of like 100 people. And the kids thought it was the funniest thing they ever saw in their life. People love when I get peed on, pooped on, hurt, stung, bit, scratched. Everybody say bye to Hulk. I'm going to put it back together. Tuck her in. Okay. Let me see. Do you guys want to see what's in the big blue box? Are you sure that you're ready for what's in the big blue box? No? This guy's the only smart one. Are you sure that you're prepared for what's in the big blue box?
I already know what it is.
Okay. Remember, you asked for this.
It's a crocodile.
You're about to meet Scuba Steve. Scuba Steve lives in a 300-gallon pond inside my house with his brother, Chubbs. Some of the adults know what kind of movies I like. I adopted him 2.5 years ago from a different animal company that went out of business because of COVID. He's 12.5 years old, and he's still very small. Here he is. Here's Scuba Steve. 90% of the time he pees on me right about now. I'd be very shocked if he doesn't. We will see. Why is it taped? Okay.
He's gonna bite you.
In case you didn't know, alligators are one of the worst pets ever. I've wanted one since I was a kid though. I have a permit from the state to have these because I've been working with them since I was a teenager, okay? I know how to care for them, I know how to house them, how to handle them, all that stuff, and be safe. One of the rules I have to follow with my permit is if he leaves my property for any reason, I have to tape his mouth to make sure he cannot bite. That being said, this one is pretty sweet. He's never tried to bite anybody. His brother is a different story. His brother's naughty. His brother Chubbs, same age, but a foot longer and weighs twice as much. His brother, here we go.
I don't want to watch
Just bring him out. You guys know what it's called when an alligator pees on you? Gatorade. TM. It's the yellow flavor. Okay. I'm going to walk around while I tell you about him. Stay quiet so everybody can hear what I'm going to say just to save time. You can pet him, but you never pet an alligator on their head or their face because they get scared, okay? Their face is very sensitive. You can pet, yeah, he'll pee all over you for sure. You can pet him on his back, his belly, his arms, legs, his tail. That's all fine. Try to do one at a time. Try to give him like 1 or 2 pets, let the next person go so you don't have a bunch of hands on him at the same time, okay? And I'll bring him around. I want to talk about his adaptations. Oh, here it comes. Hold on. It's getting wet over here. Try my hand off again. All right. So this is an aquatic animal. What that means is they live in the water mostly. Look at his flat tail. It's flat like a paddle for swimming. It's all muscle. That's how they get the power. Swim with their tail. He does have webbed feet also, but they don't swim with their webbed feet. They only use the webbed feet to stick out to kind of make sure they don't like fall to the side when they're floating in the water. When they're trying to swim fast, they fold their arms and legs against their bodies to get more streamlined like a boat. If you look at his head, make sure you're ready to pet him if you want to pet him. Keep on moving. If you look at his head, His eyeballs, his ears, and his nose are all the way at the tippy top of his head. So when he's in the water hiding, if he comes to the surface, all he's got to stick out is his nose and eyes and ears. And now he can breathe, he can see, he can hear, but he's still mostly hidden. And if he's being still, most humans and other animals cannot tell there's an alligator there. Looks like a piece of a rotten log floating in the water. Great, great camouflage. You don't want to? You don't have to. Here's one more really cool thing to talk about. Have any of you guys ever tried to swim underwater with your eyes open? Raise your hand if you guys have tried that. I'm horrible at it. It hurts my eyes so much. If you ever tried to swim with your eyes open, it's very blurry, isn't it, underwater? Yeah. That's why I like to wear a mask, a swim mask or goggles. Now, it's blurry for us underwater because our eyes are round on the surface. A round eyeball is great for seeing in the air, but not great for in the water. If you want to see good in the water, you have to have a flat eye. That's why if you ever looked at a fish's eye, it's flat, like goggles, okay? An alligator has two sets of eyelids, guys. They have normal ones like us when they blink, but then they have a second eyelid that's clear like goggles that comes across their eye this way, from the side. That's their underwater goggles. And what that does is it makes their eye flatter when it comes across, and they can see better underwater. Pretty awesome. Yeah, he's being feisty. I'm going to pick one of you guys. You can come up and get peed. Hold him. Who wants to hold him on your lap? You can say crisscross applesauce and hold the alligator. Let me see. You're not even a kid, Atticus. Are you? Sometimes I can't tell. Okay. You want to do it? All right, come on up here. What, you know her?
Yeah, she's younger than me, but taller than me.
Have a seat right there. Face this way, crisscross applesauce.
No,
All right. I'm going to put him right in your lap. So I'm going to put him down on your legs. If he starts to walk, just let him go. And you can pet him anywhere except his head. And we'll just do this until he pees on you. I'm just kidding. We'll do it for like a minute. While she has her gator snuggle, does anybody have any questions about that? Let me see. How about my Mr. Kool-Aid? I like your questions, dude.
Why are they so scaly?
Why are they so scaly? Well, reptiles have scales. It's one of the things that define a reptile. They have scales in their body. They have skin just like us guys, but they're covered in scales also. The scales are kind of almost like your fingernail. They're hardened parts of the skin, and there's all different reasons for different scales, okay? Like the scales on the snake's belly help them to move. The scales on his belly are flat so he can slide into the water quickly. The scales on his back are very bumpy, and they have bony plates inside them like body armor. The scales on the sides of him are much smoother, and his feet actually almost feel like bubble wrap because the scales are kind of round and they're like bumpies. But they do all different things depending on where and what type of animal. How about my friend over here?
I have a question.
Quiet down, you guys, so we can all hear. Do it.
Do they bite really hard? Because I play a game and little there's alligators and the little alligators they tend to bite hard. So I'm wondering if they have a wicked strong bite force or not really.
They have the #1 hardest bite in the world. All the crocodilians, not just alligators. They're one of them though. But yeah, it's about 4,000 pounds per square inch of bite force. You know how much that is, guys? That's like if you took a samurai sword and attached it to a car and dropped the car on something. That's how much pressure we're talking about. You should see when they eat fish, the fish explodes. It's gross. It's crazy. I'm just glad that's not my hand or something. So you still want to hold him now that I said that? Any other questions? Yes.
I watched this movie, You vs. Wild, this shuttle.
Yeah.
You
watch Man vs. Wild?
It was You vs. Wild.
You versus Wild. Okay.
It's like this movie, but
Yeah.
it's like animals.
Yeah.
It's not like pets, that's like animals.
Yeah.
Like
wild animals?
yes,
Yeah.
like you in a jungle, you try survive a jungle.
The jungle?
Yes.
Okay,
It's
I'm
like
decoding.
It's like a day, but it doesn't move.
Okay. That's not a question, my man. A question is something you can ask me that I can answer. That's okay. That's very cool. Very cool show. Do you have a question that I can answer?
How big can they grow?
Good question. He's 12 and a half years old. He should be 12 feet long by now and be able to eat me, but he's very, very small because of how he was careful before I got him. Now that I have him, he's on chart to end up being full size. He's already grown 9 inches since I got him. He'll end up at least 12 feet or 13 feet and over 1,000 pounds. I can't wait. Super excited. In this state, we can only travel with them until they're 5 feet long. So what every animal company that has them does, they buy a little baby this big, and to keep them small as long as they can, they do something horrible that I won't do. They turn the heat off half the year. Because he's a reptile and he's cold-blooded, when he's kept cold, he doesn't eat and he doesn't grow. I'm not into that. I refuse to do that. So that's why he's so small. And then it gets worse. Like once they get over 5 feet, nobody wants them. They ship them down to Florida. They get made into alligator steaks for restaurants and stuff. And they'll just buy a new baby. Horrible. I keep all my animals their whole life. When he gets too big to bring out to shows, I'm going to build a second greenhouse. The entire greenhouse is going to be a gator pond. And I make enough money from my YouTube channel to pay for all their food. So I will film more and more gator videos, and that'll pay for their food, and that'll be the end of it. Hopefully we'll live happily ever after. But they live 60 to 100 years. So they'll belong to my grandkids. All right, did he pee yet? Oh well, bummer. I'm gonna pick him up. Wow! All right, go back to your spot. Everybody clap for her for coming up and doing that. Good job. Okay. I'm gonna put him away. Everyone say bye to Scuba Steve. Don't spank your dad. Never spank your dad. Okay. I'm going to show you a very little one that's just to look at. This will be a pretty quick one. It's a little girl. Her name's Tinkerbell. She is the cutest. This is a little baby frog. Isn't she so sweet? Everybody's going, Tinkerbell. That was not what you thought it was. That was dirt. It was dirt. So, this is called a pixie frog, which is why I named her Tinkerbell. They, believe it or not, like you would think with the name pixie frog that they're like a teeny tiny cute little frog that stays little. It's not pixie like Tinkerbell from Pixie Hollow, like in Disney, okay? It's a Latin word, pixie. It's spelled different. It has nothing to do with that at all. But I named her Tinkerbell anyway because I think it's cute. And these are the second largest frog in the world. She's a 2-year-old baby. When I got her, she just turned into a froglet from a tadpole. She was the size of the nail on my pinky finger 2 years ago. She ate little tiny baby crickets, we call them pinhead crickets, like 3 times a week. And she's grown a lot, but she's still a little baby. You know how big she'll get, guys? The size of a soccer ball. Yes. Even at this size, do you know what I feed her now? I feed her 1 frozen mouse a week. You know what I call them? Mousicles. Yeah. Tails and popsicle stickers. She swallows it whole. It's like a chicken nugget for her. Yeah. So we're just looking, don't touch her. I don't let people touch my frogs because you can hurt their skin.
Like slow down while she's digesting.
Nope. Nope. So these frogs are not very active. If you look at her, she doesn't seem like she's the most active. Okay. They don't hop very well. They don't climb very well at all. They don't swim very well. All they're good at is digging a little hole in the mud. They will live in Africa along the banks of the Nile River and other large rivers, and they'll dig right down in the sandy, mucky mud, all the way down so just their eyeballs are sticking out. And they ambush their food. They just sit there 24 hours a day. They just sit with their eyes open. They hardly ever blink. And they wait for small animals to come down to the river to get a drink. When they're little like this, it'll be like bugs, minnows, things like that. Maybe a small lizard. When they get big like this, guys, they'll eat birds, mice, rats. They even eat baby Nile crocodiles. Can you imagine there's a frog that could eat a crocodile? Baby crocs are only about that big, tail and everything. They're bite-sized. Not gonna hold her, you maniac. You know what? She bites. These frogs bite people. Frogs don't have teeth technically, but they have this bony plate across their whole jaw. It's called an odontoid, and it has like razor sharp things that stick out like teeth, but it's all one piece. It's different than teeth, but they're razor sharp. And I've been bitten before, guys. They don't like to let go, and sometimes if a big one bites you, you have to get stitches to the doctor. They mean business. Yeah. Excuse me, boys. Just walking around. There you guys in the back row. Nice to meet you. I like your hair. How you doing? What's up, dude? And just with this type of frog, you know how to tell a boy apart from a girl? It's really cool. Can you guys see she has little yellowy orange armpits? The girls have beautiful yellow orange armpits. The boys have a beautiful yellow orange throats. That's how you tell the difference. And the daddies get a little bigger than the mommies.
I think
She's 2. Yeah, she lived to be 25 or 30 though. It is a long time. Had it, but you lost it. That's okay. Can you take a picture of her? Hold on. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now she's posing for you. Okay.
I think they're rabbits.
Did you remember your question, dude? Oh, great. She's peeing on me again. How come it's always right here? Any other questions about this frog? What's up, dude? Is it an actual question I can answer? Okay.
How does frogs breathe underwater?
How do they breathe underwater? You want to know something really crazy? Frogs breathe through their skin. Do you guys know that? They have lungs too, like us, but they breathe through their skin. You see how she's slimy? The slime does several things. It's really cool. First of all, it's really not slime. It's called mucus. It's like having your whole body covered in boogers. Tasty. The mucus kills germs, so they don't get sick. Which is why I tell kids before you touch a frog, make sure you wet your hands. You don't rub their slime off. Very important. Hold on. Shh. Also, they drink through their skin, and the skin has to be slimy for that to work. And they breathe through their skin, and their skin has to be slimy for that to work. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Very, very cool. Stop going out, Mr. Mario Brothers. Okay. Everybody wave bye to Tinkerbell. So cute. Tinkerbell, don't eat me. Let me put her back away. This is her car seat.
What?
Never come over my house for leftovers. You're not gonna like it. All my Tupperwares have frogs and cockroaches and tarantulas and scorpions in them. Frogs. And she doesn't live in that. It's just for the car. She lives in a big aquarium like this. Okay. Just so you know. All right. You guys like the animals so far?
Yeah. What about
You want
I want a snake.
What about what? This one? I'm not done, man. I'm not gonna jip you, okay? I'm not done. Unless you want me to be done. I can just go have dinner. Oh, you want to see 2 more?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you want to see 1 more?
No.
2?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. It's time to get out that big furry tarantula. Hold on. We gotta wake her up. I'm just joking. It's not. You're gonna like this. He's really cute. This is a baby hedgehog. Hedgehogs are nocturnal, which means they come out at night. So, like right about now, he's starting to wake up. He's gonna be very sleepy. It's gonna take him a few minutes to come out all the way. But this is a 9-month-old boy. I've had him 3 months. Zip it, man! Shh. And his name is Mr. Pricklepants. It's from Toy Story. Come on. Perfect name. Best name ever for a hedgehog. You're probably just going to see his nose. It's helpful if you guys are quiet and try to stay still because he can see and hear you. And he's not going to want to come out if he sees you guys and hears all of you guys. He's just getting used to this. He's only been out with me maybe 10 times so far, but he gets better every time. It's not training. I don't train my animal to do anything. It's called conditioning. So through repetition, they figure out not to be scared and they're not going to get hurt and that kind of thing. This is an African pygmy hedgehog. If you ever hear an animal and it's got pygmy in the name, it means it's a very small type of that animal. Here's a good example. You guys all know what a hippo is, right? Hippopotamus? You know how big a hippo is? It's about the size of a car. They're huge. But there is such an animal called a pygmy hippo. You know how big they are? Like the size of a dog. They're like this big. So cute. And they don't get big. In Europe, we have what we call European hedgehogs, and they're much bigger, about the size of a bunny, and they're darker brown. This is an African pygmy hedgehog, and they live in the desert, which is why they're small. A lot of times, desert animals are smaller, because if you think about it, you guys know what the desert's like, right? Super hot, not a lot of water, right? Not a lot of things to eat, not a lot of shelter. The smaller you are, less water you need, less food you need, less shelter you need. So it's easier to survive. So desert animals tend to usually be small, okay? That's kind of how it works. So this is as big as he gets, 9 months old, full grown. They have these spiky quills to protect themselves because he's very slow, unlike Cousin Sonic. He has teeny tiny little arms and legs. You want to see a demonstration of how fast he could run top speed? I'm just going to show you with my hand. You guys ready? Don't blink. You guys ready? Okay, watch this. That's top speed for a hedgehog. Not that impressive. He's not going to escape anything, basically. So, if a fox or something is after him, he knows he can't get away. So he'll just roll up in a ball, tuck his head, his arms and legs in. When he tenses up his special back muscles, it makes all of his quills go every which way. And nobody can bother him. Once he's curled up, though, he's stuck there. He cannot roll around like Sonic the Hedgehog. That's not a real thing, okay? Wherever they are, they're stuck until danger goes away. And hedgehogs only eat one food. You guys know what they eat?
Kids.
What do you think? Not kids! Holy moly! Who are you here with? I want to talk to them. I'm just joking. Ay, ay, ay. So, it's not a zombie hedgehog. It's not going to eat the fingers of small children. No. You think he eats pizza?
Yeah!
You think he eats popsicles?
Yeah!
You think he eats birthday cake? No, it's a good guess, but he eats bugs.
I knew it. I got it.
Bugs.
Perfect.
Want to know one other cool thing about eating bugs? Bugs are real juicy, so he hardly ever has to drink any water. Isn't that cool? His bugs are so juicy. Can he climb up a tree? No. Not a good climber or a good runner, no. He is good at digging, which you wouldn't necessarily think because he has such little arms and legs. But they have really good, strong shoulder and back muscles, and they dig an underground burrow. And it's cool because as he digs, he'll find all kinds of bugs like beetles and grubs and worms. So as he's working, he's snacking, baby. Okay? Let me get one volunteer. You can hold him on your lap in his little cuddle cup. This is his bed. I call it a cuddle cup. It's made for guinea pigs, but we use it for a hedgehog just because. Let me see. How about my friend over here? You be quiet, my man. Come on up here. You want to come up? You can come on up. Sit right next to me where the turtle peed. I'm just joking. You can put that on your. Ooh, he closed with my hand in there. Now, if you want to pet him, you can just have your hand flat, fingers together, and you can pet him on his back. Just be real gentle. Do you want to try it? It's not that bad. It's not going to hurt.
He definitely.
You startled who? What do you think of him? He's real nervous. He's had a long day today. Usually he comes out more, but you know what I do when I have a new animal when I'm getting used to people? You know what I do at first? I bring them to nursing homes with grandmas and grandpas because they're so quiet. And they don't move around a lot either. So it's like great conditioning for the animals. And then we bring them around the little maniacs for a while. What? Can you have my hedgehog? I'm gonna have to watch you now, aren't I? Here's something else. There's one every show. There's one. All right, I'm gonna pick him up. You can go back to your spot. Clap for our friend here, guys. Good job, dude. Okay. Everyone say bye to Mr. Pickleboo. Back in his car seats. Yeah. And I have my ex-wife's dish towel in here for him to go to the bathroom on because it makes me happy. Do what I can. Ready for the last one? Okay. The grand finale. You're gonna like her. She's really cute. Her name is Sandy. Sandy. Hey, Mama. Everybody wave hi to Sandy. She's not gonna wave back, so I'll take it personally. This is a really, really cool snake. A lot of people have never seen one or even heard of one. The name is very descriptive. It's called a Kenyan sand boa. Heard of it. Okay. Heard of it, yeah. The name says it all. They're from a country in Africa called Kenya. They live in the sand or underneath the sand. And it's a type of boa constrictor. Okay. Now, for the adults in here, when I say boa constrictor, what do you think of? Probably like a big snake, right? Yeah. And I blame horrible movies and TV shows for this because boa constrictors are not that big. There are hundreds of different kinds of boas and pythons around the world. Only a few kinds get big. Most boas and pythons are mouse hunters, and mice are little and hide in little places, so the snakes have to be little, okay? Now, like I said with the hedgehogs, desert animals are even smaller. So she is an adult. She's almost full grown already, guys. But she's a boa constrictor, okay? Not the species boa constrictor, but she's a type of boa constrictor. And she doesn't have fangs, doesn't have venom. Boas and pythons never have fangs or venom. Did you guys know that people that make TV shows don't always tell the truth?
Yeah.
Did you know that? Oh man, I bet some of your brains just exploded. The people that make shows want people to watch the show. No offense to you, kind sir, I'm sure you're not. Through the magic of editing and directing, they make things bigger and faster and scarier than they would be in real life. You know, in movies, a boa is going to be like as long as this room, and they can outrun you, they can swallow you whole. They almost always have fangs, and they're venomous. None of that's true. No fangs, no venom. Zip it, man. Steal my thunder, bro. No fangs, no venom. They don't wrap around people and choke them around their neck, okay? What a constrictor is, she eats one frozen mouse a week. In the wild, it would either be mice or small lizards. She'd ambush them, grab them, wrap around them, squeeze them. They don't choke them. They don't choke their food. The truth is much worse. They wrap around the heart and squeeze where the heart is. It takes 10 seconds. That's how fast. And then they swallow their food whole. They cannot chew. They don't have all different teeth like we do for chewing. All their teeth are the same. They have about 100 teeth, but they're teeny tiny. They're just like little hooks, just to grab onto their food so it can't get away. And they swallow it in one piece. Their mouth and their teeth are very, very weak. And if they chew their food, they would break their jaw and they'd break their teeth off. Okay? So you gotta swallow it whole. So they don't like to bite. They don't have fangs. They don't wrap around people's necks. If I have 5 snakes, my larger ones, I let people hold around their necks. I let my kids do it. All they do is wrap around you just enough so that if you drop them, they don't fall off. And you just unwrap them. They don't choke people, nothing like that. Stop it, especially not now, man. All right. Do you guys want to pet her, though? Yeah. I'm going to bring her around. You never touch a snake on their head. That's true for most animals, actually. People don't know that. You can pet her on her back, and she feels very smooth. But then if you feel her tail is rough like a rock. It's an adaptation. Imagine how difficult it would be to move through the sand with no arms and legs to move with. She actually uses her rough tail to get a good grip on the sand, and she uses that to kind of push her body through a little easier. That's why her tail's rough, but the rest of her is smooth. And I'll tell you why animals don't like their heads touched. Most people are just used to normal pets, like cats, dogs, maybe bunnies. They have been domesticated in people's pets for so long that they've gotten used to us touching them on the head, okay? But almost any other animal does not like it. Here's the reason why. If she was a wild snake living out in Kenya, and a fox went up to her and the fox was going to eat her, where do you think the fox is going to grab her?
On the head.
To grab her on the head. Yes. So going for an animal's head, that's a thing that a predator would do. And right away, if you go for an animal's head, they think you're a predator and they're scared of you. So remember that. Okay? I also tell kids, I tell my own kids this too, never ever touch a wild animal unless an adult says it's okay. but also never go near their head and touch their head.
Ew. No, it's very nice.
Yeah, actually moisturizing. Spank my snake. Do you have a question? I'll show you. She's about a foot and a half longer. She's all touched out. See? She's so cute. So you guys see our head flat like a shovel for digging into the sand? Adaptation. If she was hiding, she'll have her whole body under except the tip of her head, and all you'd see is like a little tiny pebble that's the tip of her head. This is on top too. It's this or a ball python. I'm a ball python named Princess the Python. I've had 20 years. So I gotta say, you got the tip. They're awesome. Did I miss anybody over here? No. Did I miss anybody? What's that? Princess the Python is 3.5 feet, been full grown for 20 years. Full grown, they never cool stop, but it's like a millimeter a year she grows. Tiny bit. Yeah, people, that's the number one question I get when I bring her out. People always assume, oh, she must be a baby. I'm like, no, she's 21 years old. No. You have a question. What? Do I have a sea turtle? No, my house isn't big enough for a sea turtle. But if I did, I'd name it the Crush Man for sure. Totally. All right, did you guys like all the animals you met today? Thank you so much for coming. Remember, grab a card, follow us on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for coming to the library. That is it. Thank you guys. Business cards are for adults. For adults.